Fanatics Collect Buy It Now marketplace is a viable place to sell your sports cards. The Cajun Cardboard YouTube channel is an affiliate partner with Fanatics. As you guys know, if you've watched my channel consistently, you know this. Today's video, I am simply going to show you how doggone easy it is to go buy a card on eBay or buy a card off Instagram, or maybe just go through a bunch of your old white boxes that you have at your house. Send the cards over to Fanatics. If you're worried about selling them at auction because the auctions start at 99 cents or whatever, if you're worried about not getting your money, consider the Buy Now marketplace as a very, very viable option and getting more viable every day. We're going to talk through how much it costs, how hard it is, how to use the seller promo code Cajun so you can support the Cajun Cardboard channel, how to create a submission. We're going to talk through those issues and show you just how easy it is to sell cards on the Fanatics Collect marketplace, on the Buy It Now marketplace. Enjoy the video. Hopefully this is helpful. If you got any questions, shoot me a DM on Instagram or put it in the comments below. I'd be happy to help. Thanks, guys. If you've got a bunch of unwanted inventory that you've been sitting on for days, weeks, months, years, ship it to Fanatics Marketplace and let them do all the work. Just make sure when you ship it, you use the promotional code Cajun, all capital letters, C-A-J-U-N. Hey guys, Bryan with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana. Real simple, today is a tutorial video showing you guys how you can sell your cards on the Fanatics Collect Buy It Now marketplace. I'm going to screen share with you. We're going to talk through some of the fees, some of the ideas, how to price it, and why the Buy Now marketplace is actually what used to be a place where cards go to die. It was a graveyard, right? It was filled with probably hundreds of thousands of cards that were priced at 2021 prices that didn't sell for 4 straight years. Well, they finally took my advice. Yeah, I talked to the powers that be at Fanatics Collect and I said, look, I'm not even looking at this. The folks that watch my channel don't give a damn about it, because all the Fanatics Buy It Now marketplace is for a bunch of cards that are priced at 5x what they're worth. They listened, they took the advice, and they tweaked it a little bit. There's no perfect science and there's no perfect way to, make people list cards at great prices, right? There are cards. We still want to be able to list a card. If we buy a card for, exactly fair market value, we want to be able to list that card for 130% of fair market value and maybe negotiate, allow offers, or maybe we're just stubborn, or maybe we're just patient, or maybe we're not in a hurry and we buy a card for $1,000, we want to list it for $1,300 and leave it there. You can still do stuff like that on the Fanatics Collect Buy It Now marketplace, but there will be consequences, and we'll talk through those in just a second. First of all, the first question that everybody wants to know is, well, how much? What are the seller fees, right? If I list my card on eBay and I do a Buy It Now, here's my fee. The only difference between Fanatics Collect and eBay, let's throw fees out the window, we're about to look at that, is that they do all the work. So they're shipping your card, they're putting the money into your account. You don't have to collect from the buyer. You don't have to communicate with the buyer. You don't have to put it in a cardboard sandwich. You don't have to put it in a team bag or rubber band it or painter's tape it or protect it or worry about shipping or worry about non-paying bidders and all that stuff, right? Fanatics does all that work for you. So all you do is take your card from, your house or your office or your garage, get it to Fanatics, use the promo code Cajun, all capital letters, C-A-J-U-N. They put it in your vault. Right when it's in your vault, this is raw cards, this is graded cards, this is Pokemon, this is Cinderella cards, this is Game of Thrones cards, basketball, baseball, football, hockey, it doesn't matter. You get the card into your vault, you go in here, and I'm going to show you how to do it in the vault, on how to move it over into the Fanatics Collect Buy It Now marketplace. Now look, the card kind of stays in your vault. You still got access to it. You can still look at it. You can still share pictures of it. In fact, you could change your mind at any time and say, you know what, I'm having second thoughts. I don't think I wanted to sell that card. So put the card back in my vault, take it off the Buy It Now marketplace. I want to keep this card, right? I don't want to get rid of it. But first, before I show you how to do all that stuff and move that card back and forth and move it into the Fanatics Collect Buy It Now marketplace, I want to show you the fees. The fees have been simplified. Guys, there used to be a stair-step thing. Sometimes in these auction houses, if you sell a $1,000 card, you get this percent. If you sell a $2,000, you get this percent. $10,000, $20,000, $80,000, and the higher the percentage, the less seller fees you pay. Of course, it'll be more dollars, but the lower the percentage. Well, Fanatics has made it about as easy as humanly possible. Any card that's listed in the Fanatics Collect Buy It Now marketplace, listed for less than 120% market value, stay with me, I'm going to highlight it right there. Can I highlight? Can I highlight? Nope, I can't highlight. Less than 120% market value, meaning they're providing an incentive for you to list your cards at a reasonable price. 120% or less of the card ladder deemed market value. If you list it for a reasonable price, it's a 6% seller fee. It's that simple. If you sell it for 100, you net 94. If you sell it for 200, you net 188, right? So 120% of market value or less. So if it's $1,000 card, list it for $1,150, list it for $1,198 or whatever. If you list it for a ton, if we talk about these cards, maybe I don't want to let go of it. Maybe I love this baby. It's my baby, right? It's my Total O, Michael Jordan, 1996, PSA 9. I don't want to let go of it, right? I have a duplicate copy. I'll sell it, but I ain't giving this thing away. I'm going to list it for double. You can do that, but those cards are going to come down off the Fanatics Buy It Now marketplace after a certain amount of time has gone by. Those cards will be automatically reverted back to your back into your vault. The other consequence is if you list a card for more than 120% of market value. If I have a $1,000 card and I list it for $1,700, right? That's significant. That's 170% of market value theoretically. Then I'm going to pay a 12% seller fee. That really ain't that big a deal. That ain't that different than selling your card on eBay, right? And that 12% applies to a $1,000 card, a $100 card, or a $47,000 card, right? Unless you negotiate some type of rate. So the Buy It Now marketplace operates with a simplified seller's fee model. It's either 6% or it's 12%. Your card can be worth $3 and you can sell it on there and pay your percentage. There's no more minimum. You do need to be aware for buyers, if you're buying on the Fanatics Buy It Now marketplace, there could be a state tax if you're in a state that has a state tax, and a 2.9% fee may be applied to your purchase total at checkout, depending on your payment method. So please be aware. If you're paying with your Fanatics balance and your Fanatics funds, cards that you've sold on Fanatics go into your Fanatics account. If you want it come back home, you just wire it back home. But if you pay with your Fanatics wired money, then there is no 2.9% fee. You just pay dollar for dollar straight up. Okay, so there's your fees. How much simpler does it get? It's 6% if you list it reasonably. It's 12% if you don't. All right. How do we do it? I want to list the card, Cajun. Show us how to list the card. All right, well, I've got a card pulled up. There it is, right there. You guys should know this card. It's a hierarchy card. It's the 1997 Finest Michael Jordan Refractor number 271. This was actually, I'll just take you through my thought process. This was a duplicate card. This was a card that I purchased as a duplicate. I got it for what I thought was a low price. I got it solely for the purpose of listing it for a higher dollar amount and then selling it for a profit, period. I already own a PSA 10 for what? For my PC, for my collection. But I will dabble from time to time and buy additional Michael Jordan duplicate cards, then list it for a higher price. If it sells, it sells. If it doesn't, it doesn't. This is exactly the type of situation that I was describing to you guys where I'm not in a hurry. The 120% and the 6% seller fee may not matter that much to me, to be quite honest with you, but let's take you through the process. Okay, so here's my card. This is my vault, by the way. It's sitting in my vault. This is what my vault interface looks like. And I want to list this card. So guess what? They got a button over here that says list now. There's a bunch of other ways that you can do it. In fact, if you wanted to just go look at the card, you can click in there and look at it as well. But I'm going to click the list now button. Now, the first thing they're going to ask you is like, well, it can't go in the premier auction. So it's grayed out. Why is the premier auction grayed out? Well, it's quite simple. Those are for cards, the premier monthly auction, right? With the big boy whale cards, the cards that everybody covets so much. Those are $10,000 or more fair market value cards. Well, this is clearly not that. We know this card's $1,000, $1,200, $700. The card ladder says $1,700, whatever, right? And so that card is not eligible for the premier. Could I list this in the weekly? I could list it in the weekly right now. If I click this weekly button, boom, then I'm going to choose which weekly auction I want to list it in. I can space them out. I can flash it into this auction, which I know it's an option. I don't recommend it unless you're really hard up for cash. Flashing an auction, you want to get the full 10 days, right? So why would you flash it? Just be patient, do it in the next auction. But look how far out I can space it. I could put it into a weekly auction. It's number 182. That's between July 3rd and July 13th. Guys, we're in May. This is 2 months out. I could list this card 2 months out. Why is that relevant? Why is that important? Well, on this card, it's not, right? I want to get this card up as soon as I can. I'm not going to do the weekly. I'm going to do the buy it now anyway, but it could be important for investment purposes. If you wanted to go ahead and time it exactly around Christmas Day for a football player, or maybe as a team is approaching, the NBA playoffs, semifinals or finals or something like that. Again, just be aware that, look, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 8 or 9 different options of which weekly auction to put it in. But we're not here to talk about the weekly auction. You guys have seen that before. Again, remember, these are cards where I have already attached the promo code Cajun, capital letters CAJUN, to the card already. So I'm supporting the Cajun Cardboard channel. It would make no sense if I didn't support my own channel. But check this out. I'm going to do the buy it now marketplace. Boom. Okay, so now we're out of the weekly auction. Can't do the premier auction. All that's left is the buy now auction. It's giving you an estimated asking price. Okay, so what they're going to do, remember we talked about the 6% fee? Well, they've chosen the 1717 because that is Card Ladder's assigned fair market value. And look right below it, it says you will receive $1,613.98. If someone clicks buy it now and I list this thing at 1717, I will pay a 6% fee. Why will I pay a 6% fee? We talked about it. We know why, because we just looked at it. I listed it for 120 or below, and I'll get I'll pay a 6% seller fee. But watch this. What if I list it for 1900? Guess what? It's still a 6% fee. I'm listing the car for more than the fair market value, but it's less than 120% of the fair market value. So I would still receive a 6% seller. I'd still pay a 6% seller fee. And look what my net would be, $17.86 right there. Asking price is comparable. Your listing will feature a good deal badge. So Fanatics Collect is going to put a good deal badge on your card. 1 in 3 listings with that badge sell within 30 days. That's just data that they're providing for you as a courtesy. The buyer is going to see this little sign right here that says good deal. Why? Because I listed it at least somewhere within 20% of the fair market value. Where that number is, you probably need to use a calculator. I'm guessing, there you go. Okay, so 2100, if I listed it for 2100, that would be beyond a good deal. It would say fair deal. That's what the buyer would see, but guess what? I'm over 120%, therefore I am paying a 12% seller fee. Over 120%, I'm not sure they should call it a fair deal, but that's what they choose to call it. What if I wanted to list, let's just say I'm crazy. I want to list this thing for $34.34. I want to double it. Well, I'm still paying a 12% fee. I'm listing it for 200% of what Card Ladder says it's worth. They're telling me the asking price is very high. Your asking price is significantly above the market value. It's double. Listings with a very high price are 10 times less likely to sell relative to listings with a great deal badge. And what did we say about the great deal badge? A great deal badge or a good deal badge is 1 in 3 listings with this badge will sell within 30 days. What if I listed it for below? Oh, that's the great deal thing. 1 in 3 sell within 7 days. So if I listed it for below market value, it's extremely likely to sell, and I'd get that little badge on there. And then buyers know, hey, look, I'm only looking for great deals. There's people that go on here and they sort with a filter where they're only looking for great deals on the buy it now marketplace, and they may stumble across one and say, oh, I'll take it, right? And they may be searching all sorts of players, all sorts of sports, whatever. They're only looking for this green great deal sign here. But let's just for the sake of it, let's go 1850. Do I want to allow minimum offers? I could allow offers. I'm sorry. Do I want to allow offers? It's checked right now. I can take it off or I can leave it on. I don't leave it on. I don't want to mess with offers, and I'm not in a hurry, like I said, to sell this card. So I'm going to take offers off. But if I left it on, this will allow buyers to make offers on this item, which is less than your asking price. Yes, thank you. No kidding, right? We're not that dumb. The minimum offer is set at $858. Okay, so that is really low. I would never even start a negotiation if somebody offered me $1,000 less than I had my card listed for. But you can go in and do what? You can edit that. You can edit your minimum offer here to, right now it's at 46% of asking price. We can change this to 1,500, right? Now we're only going to listen to offers that are above 81% of asking price, right? So I can apply that if I wanted to, but I'm going to take offers off, and then I'm going to click, I think I've got it, right? I want to sell this card for $1,850. I don't think it's going to, I don't know if it's going to sell or not. I'm just going to do it just to show you, and I can change it and go look. Normally I'd be in Card Ladder and looking a lot closer at these cards and doing things like that. And then it'll show you. And by the way, we could have done 20 of these at the same time. I could have listed 20 cards for sale and gone through the exact same exercise times 20. But there's our card. Let's make sure we got the right card. There's the serial number, right? The cert number. There's your asking price. I am not listening to offers. And then there's a button. It says, I have reviewed my settings and confirmed that I want to list my items on Fanatics Collect with the above settings. I also confirm that I have read and agreed to the Fanatics Collect terms and conditions. And then I'm going to hit confirm listing. We're listed right there. and our card is up. And so then I can go to here and I can go to selling, and then I can go to buy it now, and there's our card right there, sitting right there, as beautiful as possible. If I change my mind, I want to get out, what do? I just click manage and go ahead and pull it down, right? But we can look at it. There's your price provided by Card Ladder. There's your information. Card Ladder is a price guide provided by trusted partner Card Ladder, blah, blah, blah. They work with Card Ladder. By the way, another affiliate partner of mine. Fulfilled by Fanatics Collect, verify purchase, your items secured. Here's the most recent sales of the card. Check this out. 1800, 1260, 1440, 1350, 1470. So one of these hasn't sold since April 20th, 2025. Apparently, for whatever reason, Card Ladder thinks the card's gone up in value since the last few comps, because it was 12, 14, 13, 14. So now Card Ladder thinks it's worth 17, 17. Good for me, because I can list the thing at 19, still get my 6% seller fee, and make a tremendous, really a pretty damn good profit on that. If you want to view the sales history on Card Ladder, all you had to do, oh, look what I did. All I did was click into my card. There's my beautiful high def images, front and back. I got a new PSA label on there. It's delicious. It's succulent. There's no doubt about that. You can view all of those sales, or you can just jump into the sales history on Card Ladder by clicking this link right here. How cool is that? How easy is that? The only thing that I didn't show you is how to use the promo code Cajun. It's so self-explanatory. When a card comes in, you just go into the card. When it hits your vault, which is simple, you get an email, and then you can also go into your Fanatics, go to your vault, and there's your card. It's going to be sorted by default in the order of the most recent to arrive in your vault. You click on the card, you add the promo code Cajun to it before you go post it on Fanatics, buy it now marketplace. Voila, that's it. Super simple. If you got any questions, let me know. If you got any suggestions or ideas, if there's anything I missed, let me know. List it for a reasonable price, under 120%. You're paying a 6% commission. Rinse, repeat, make profit. Go do it again. Go buy more Jordans. Go sell them for profit. Fun, fun, fun. And just, remember, you need to be patient, right? If you're trying to make margins on cards like this, you can't just expect to sell it the next week for more money. After all, this is not 2020, right? So thank you guys, as always, for watching. Keep collecting. Stay positive in the hobby. Peace.